start recording. Alrighty, time to continue on with Detective Grimoire? Detective G. Now, last time we played Tangled Tower, which was the last game, the most recent game created. This is actually made before that, so we all see a different art style. We may meet a few characters we recognize, I hear. And other than that, we're just gonna have a fun time. Let me just stop something real quick. There we go. Quiet phone. Quiet, I said. There we go. Phone is now quiet. Alright, let's get going. Save slot 2. Wow, that's a lot louder than I expected. Back down to the original. The beginning. You'll need sound to properly experience this game. Well, that's what we have, so we're all good to go. An Arma Games production. Original score by Raphael Benjamin Meyer. Programming and development by Tom Bain. Art design by Adam Bain. Backgrounds by Catherine Erger. Starring Edward Long as Grimoire.
2025 last night. A murder occurred in a remote part of this swamp. A small tourist attraction, deep within the heart of the marshland.
Hold on. A tourist attraction? Here?
It is odd. You'd expect it to be in the swamp.
I don't get it. Why would anyone come here by choice?
I've explained this already. This area is famous.
Famous. All I read was that some idiot thought they saw an alien here 100 years ago.
Get your facts straight for once. We're talking about a creature that's lived in the swamp for over 60 years.
Okay, so it's a 60-year-old alien. I still don't see what matters.
Midlife
If it
crisis.
matters to anyone, it's you. That creature is our prime suspect.
The murder suspect?
That's right. This is no Loch Ness monster. You need to be taking this seriously.
No, look, come on. How am I supposed to arrest something that might not exist?
You've always enjoyed a challenge before. You can start by reading this.
Our case file? There's not a lot of it, is there?
As usual, we only know the bare essentials at this point.
Good to know. Richard Remington, founder of tourist attraction Bogey Bog, was found dead outside his office at 20:45 last night. Exact cause of death is unknown. 3 small wounds from the chest suggest a act from a clawed creature. Slime from around the wound and footsteps found at the scene suggest the culprit was Boggy, the legendary swamp creature. Any of the 7 other people present in the swamp last night could hold vital information. 7 other people, got it? Alright, so here's our thing. Bogey Bog died, looks like on a bridge. The edge. There's the 3 with the mucus around there with the 3 claw marks. And that's our suspect who's standing in the kiddie pool.
Our murder victim, Richard Remington, he was in charge of this, tourist attraction. Boggy's Bog? What a name.
Boggy is the name of our creature. Well, nowadays it is.
You mean that stupid cartoon character? I've heard of him. That thing is our murder suspect?
There's more to Boggy than the cartoon character, I promise you.
I hope
this
so.
is the place it all began. You'll find out soon enough.
Chapter 1, a swamp full of secrets. Alright, let's turn you down just a little bit more. There we go. And stop.
Your case file is in the top right.
Alright, here.
You can look at your clues and suspect profiles in here. When you've collected some, of course. I'll stay and guard our boat, so if you're confused, Come back here and I'll help you.
Thanks. Alright, so here's our suspects, our clues, our notes. Okay. Man, this game is loud. Click on all the back to immediately exit. Ah, subject. Alright, so Boggy has not been officially cited.
Not suspicious. Suspicious.
Okay, that's interesting. Not sure what these mean. Probably find out next. Misreading murder victim. 0, -3. Well, times 3. Boggy Fong. Body's been found outside his office in the swamp. Received 3 small wounds to his set. Remington has mysteriously slammed around his wound. Alright.
That's where I need to go. I can switch to walk mode with the button in the bottom right. Oh, and if I'm feeling confident, I can turn off those sparkly hit icons in the options menu.
We'll continue on for a little bit. Got it. Oh, it's you. Who are you?
Wow, you didn't get lost yet.
No, I only just got here. Who are you?
You don't remember. Of course, you're not great at remembering. I should be offended, though.
Yeah, you're the weird girl from the fairground, but... Dang.
I've never seen you before.
Saw your hat blow through here already. You must be slow, if it wouldn't even wait for you.
Well, if you'll let me, I'd better go after it. You can wait here and be
You'll
faithful.
get lost. I would never forgive myself if I let you go through without the map.
You have a map of the swamp?
Not anymore. I'm giving it to you.
You should really stay here. It's dangerous. There's been a murder. Although I suppose you know all about it already?
They're saying it was the creature, but it can't be him. He doesn't seem like a killing sort of creature. Nope. He's a different sort of creature.
Wait, what do you mean? If you... she disappeared. I might pretend I imagined her.
Alright, there we go. Alright, so we got a map. Ah, there we go. That's what I was expecting. It's west side of the swamp. Alright.
Is an opportunity for a photographic memento. The two characters are an explorer and Boggy himself. Are they... fighting?
Odd.
It's an old statue of Boggy. His feet are hidden in a bucket of murky water.
Oh, that's what it's supposed to be. Sheesh. Alright.
I still don't quite understand why we have a tourist attraction here.
Because there's money
Don't
here.
forget to use walk mode to move around.
Alright, gotta remember that's different than Tangle Tower.
Just my luck, the gate's closed. Looks like I can move these metal latches around. I should just have to slide at least one of them out of the bottom of the lock. Then I'll be able to get through this gate. Probably.
Alright, so we're breaking in. Alright. So, like
Hey,
that.
nice. I might get one of these from my office.
Then people would easily get in.
This is the tourist attraction? The whole thing just doesn't make sense to me. Let's do some thinking.
Okay.
Drag any two stray thoughts into those slots at the bottom, and flick through the connecting statements in between to make a sentence. Tap the confirm button to try it out. I just have to focus my thoughts and reach a conclusion.
Okay.
Boggy's Bog seems like the middle of nowhere.
Alrighty. The swamp isn't warm enough. Is way too big. Is too stupid for my hat. To be smart to make any money. To murder someone who have happened to be smart. Alright. Well, to make any money. too far remote, I think. So the swamp is too far remote for a tourist attraction to make any money, which would make sense.
The swamp is far too remote for the tourist attraction to make any money. It's really bugging me. What's the story behind this place?
I don't know. We'll have to figure out.
There's a hollow part of the tree right at the front, but it's too dark to see inside.
Alright. Let's turn the sparkly out, because we'll get lost. Alrighty. Make a real quick change in here. There we go.
It's a fork in the road. How non-linear.
Alright, I think he said it was in the west side, correct? West side of the swamp. That way. What's that?
These flower petals seem a little out of place, lying on the ground over there. I should visit the crime scene before I do anything else. I think Officer James said it was to the west.
Okay. That way? Ah! You found the crime scene.
So, this is where they found Remington's body.
Achievement. Yeah, we already read through this. Okay.
I can't get in here without a key. And I don't feel like kicking the door down. Maybe if I get desperate later on.
Alright.
There's an open window above Remington's body. One of the curtains is ripped and hanging on the outside.
Alright. May fail.
What's this? There's a lockpick dropped amongst the weeds down here in the water. I just have to work out which vine to break and tap that button.
Okay. There you go that way. I don't know how doing this would help us.
That's the one. But I wonder where this lockpick came from.
Who knows? Lockpick discarded near the entrance to Remington's office, covered in strange liquid slime, most likely used by the murderer breaking into Remington's office. So that must be his office.
I can't get maybe.
Okay. Alright, so that tells us where we found it. I'm assuming this is our notes. Yeah, there we go.
There are bizarre footprints with 3 toes leading up to the office door, and back down into those reeds by the water.
Ah, into there.
The strange footprints stop right by these reeds. Maybe I should take a closer look. Maybe I can move some of them out of the way.
Oh, there's a flipper.
A strange pair of green flippers, badly hidden in the reeds outside the office.
Alright, strange green flippers who left them these running around. Alright. Don't see anything else. So definitely feet, shoes going this way. The weird flippers going up to there. Flippers going to here. Feet come out. But don't continue on for some reason, which is odd. Okay.
I can't.
That's what you meant. Alright, let's head back.
Some suspects.
There we go.
Let's get this investigation started.
Sounds good. Cameraman first.
All right, let's see. Another suspect for my notebook.
That's a little rude.
No, I'm sorry. Did I say that bit out loud?
Maybe not. Maybe I can hear your thoughts.
So would you be able to answer my questions before I asked you?
Would you be able to question my answers before I tell you?
I could try.
I'm Bobby Burl, professional cameraman. Pleased to meet you.
I'm Detective Grimoire. I'm here to investigate last night's murder. obviously.
Grimoire. Strange. Is that your first name?
It's my 23rd name, but I like that one best. First name, what's a first name? It's my second name. Detective is my first name. Well, obviously, Detective is my first
It's
name.
my second name. Detective is my first name.
What should I talk about? Your job.
So you already told me what you do, but now, why would a cameraman be working here?
I go where I'm needed. Vincent wanted to come to the swamp, and I was happy to help.
Vincent Vanderpeer. You mean that man standing on that rock over there?
That's right.
Okay.
I've worked with him for many years.
Is he your boss?
Oh, I don't know about that. We work together. He's tried to film here before, but he never got permission until about a week ago.
Oh, really? But why did you want to come here in the first place?
If you're looking for a reason to write down in your notebook, I'm sure he can tell you if you ask him. I'm just the guy who carries around the camera.
You always carry that camera with you?
Most of the time.
Okay, fair enough. What about last night?
You were here yesterday, I presume? Last night?
Yes, I was.
Here, in this clearing?
No, I was over at the cafe getting something to eat. Richard Remington was there too.
Remington? You saw him last night? Just before the murder?
That's right, I saw him. He left the cafe looking rather ill. I offered to help, but he just wanted to go back to his office. He looked like he had a lot on his mind.
He was ill yesterday?
Perhaps it was something he ate.
Intriguing. Let's present a profile.
You should ask someone else.
Alright. How about Mr.
Try showing
M10?
it to somebody different.
Alright.
A prolific cameraman with exceptional skills at carrying heavy equipment.
And yeah, those mark it off. Perfect.
What
how
is
about
it?
this?
Some evidence from last night's murder?
Alright.
That's great. I'm sorry, I have not seen that before. What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
Alright, so you don't recognize any of it. How about you?
This area is kind of empty. I can't see anything worth writing down.
Oh, that's a bit rude.
What? Yes, do you have a message for me?
No, I don't think so.
Then why are you here? I'm incredibly busy.
You don't look it. Who are you, anyway?
What a question. You're serious? I am Vincent Vanderpeer,
How do you do
The
that?
famous movie director?
the artist, the visionary, the auteur. I'm a man of many talents.
Let's hope you have a talent for answering my questions. It's a very talented beard you got at least. I heard your work is going downhill lately. Let's hope you have a
That's
talent.
great. Let's hope you have a talent for answering my questions.
You're in my light. Could you take a few steps back, please?
But then I'd be too far away to talk to you.
I know.
Can anyone just walk in here and start filming?
Only recently got permission, so from a ghost. My eyebrows. Leave the swamp train to fill here in the swamp to dress up. You murdered a victim. Swamp forever to film here in the swamp.
Vincent Vanderpeer only recently got permission from Richard Remington to film here in the swamp.
Yep, that's
I
right.
wonder if Mr. Vanderpeer has been breaking rules. Or maybe he'll have an excuse.
The challenge topic is now available when talking to Vincent. Find the truth. Alright. Let's get some more information first.
What's a famous guy like you doing in a place like this?
Quite. I'm sure you're thinking, why doesn't he send an assistant? But that's not the way this director works.
But what are you doing?
I'm feeling, I'm experiencing, I'm discovering. This area, the history, the atmosphere. It's the perfect setting for my next film. I'm on a scouting mission to get to know this swamp before I begin work on the latest masterpiece in a string of masterpieces.
You're making a movie about Boggy. About the swamp creature?
Of course. He's a fascinating individual, isn't he? So mysterious.
No idea. I haven't met him yet. Is that your cameraman over there?
We've already
Yes,
talked to
that's
him.
right. Bobby Burl, my faithful right-hand man. Well, faithful enough, you know.
No, I don't know.
He's an expert cameraman. Really knows his trade, of course. But he gets a bit muddled when it comes to priorities.
Like
Okay.
how? You mean he's lazy? He doesn't look lazy. He looks a bit scary.
Oh no, nothing of the sort. He just has a little hobby that sometimes distracts him from his work. But I wouldn't want anyone else shooting for me.
Intriguing. Alrighty. Last
Were
night.
you working yesterday? Here in the swamp, I mean?
Indeed I was working, very hard indeed, well into the night.
Hard work, is it? Getting to know the swamp?
You jest, but yesterday I was getting even more involved than usual, yes. Difficult to comprehend, I know.
So what kind of work were you doing?
Well, I was,
Swimming in the sunk.
unable to find my faithful cameraman last night. He had hidden himself quite completely from view.
Bobby Burrow, right? Did you need him to film for you?
Always. But being a resourceful type of man, I stepped up and took on the responsibility myself. I was filming in this exact area, in fact.
You were filming? Last night? Here?
Yes, at the time of the murder, I believe. But wait, I know what you're thinking. Now, don't forget, I'm not here to shoot some experimental documentary. I have no interest in late-night surveillance footage.
Did you see anything at all? What is it you were filming?
The water. I was filming the water. It's a fascinating subject, one that has me captivated to the point where
So, you didn't see anything useful? Inside there for a minute.
Nothing useful to you, my good detective, but there are some odd sounds on the audio track. Nothing but wild animals going about their nighttime rituals, I'm sure.
Is there something I should ask the cameraman?
Alright. Doesn't explain why mine was one of the reasons. Doesn't explain why there's no board to be found last night. Nowhere to be found last night?
Vincent Vanderpeer told me that Bobby Burrell was nowhere to be found last night. Simple enough. What was Mr. Burrell doing last night that meant he couldn't help out his boss?
Okay. Alright.
He's been working with me for a number of years. A real expert, of course.
Alright.
Ah, yes. The reason we're all here, of course.
Not me.
Isn't he your prime suspect?
Well, officially, yeah, but I mean...
What an amazing creature! No one has seen him for 60 years and he still manages to get accused of murder. Incredible!
Go big or go home, I guess.
Now there's a man who could handle himself.
I'm not so sure.
Well, apart from yesterday, that was just a one-off, wasn't it?
For him, I think so, yes.
Yeah, I don't think he's at the worry anymore.
The world's premier director. The king of wit and whimsy. You met him? You're a lucky man.
Well, you're a bit full of yourself.
If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of paper will suffice, thank you.
Okay.
I don't really have time to be looking at items from your collection.
Okay.
I don't know if it's any use to you at all. I'll film again tonight and try to get a version without all those bizarre noises in the background. You won't be getting very far discussing that with me. Try someone less important.
Alright. Flippers.
If you want an autograph,
Got it. Oh, perfect. Footage recorded last night at the exact time of the murder, filmed by Vincent Vanderpeer in the clearing west side of the swamp near the crime scene. Nothing but various clues to be heard in the audio track. Alright. Sheesh, you sounds like you actually heard him get killed, man. Alright, so I'm in the clearing. Alright, so people are showing up now. we're at the Boggy Museum.
I don't think it's a window, but this hatch is shut at the moment. I can't see inside. This side of the museum is surrounded by blue and red flowers.
Indeed.
That's the logo for Boggy's Bog. So, I'm guessing this museum is an official part of the tourist attraction. I hope they don't charge an entrance fee.
Alright, see if there's anything missing. Nope, not seeing it.
The door's jammed unless I can get these brass handles out of the way. Seems like I can rotate them around, just until the gap in the middle is clear.
Alright. Alright, down, down.
That top hat guy would have so struggled with this one.
No, another suspect.
Books about Boggy and other mysterious creatures. I'll read them some other time. These are skulls? Oh, they're just models. Creepy models.
Indeed.
Models of Boggy's claws. Hold on. What's this? Something doesn't seem right here. I think I should try arranging these models into pairs. Something seems out of place.
Okay.
I don't think these gloves are part of the exhibit.
I don't think so. Pattern taking 3 prominent claws support the piney women of the bomb Boggy swamp monster. Some early sketches even show a small thumb.
It looks like someone tried to hide them here.
Flippers, they're not part of the music exhibit, that's for sure. Alright.
I'd better take a look at this. This journal, it's full of drawings and notes all about Boggy. It seems to be the centerpiece of the entire museum.
Hence why it's called Boggy's Bog. Journal recorded 60 years ago by explorer who first visited the swamp. Only record of Boggy exists, contains note sketches in the appearance of the swamp creature. Boggy is shown with 3 small claws on each arm. Feet are always hidden in the water. There seems to be a page ripped from the back.
Some educational facts about swamps. Did you know swamps are gross? Yes? Yes, I did. It's a poster from the old Boggy cartoon show.
Huh.
Swamp Studios, providing the best in swamp-based animated entertainment. It's a poster from the old Boggy cartoon show. Copyright MCM XXXIV. That'll be 1930, 1934?
Okay.
Boggy playing the piano. He's having a grand old time.
Looks like fun.
It says another story from Boggy's Bog. But actually, I think this is from the very first episode.
Funny naming stuff.
Apparently the museum was founded by the explorer many years ago.
That's cool.
In a different location. It's only recently been moved here to be part of the tourist attraction. That might explain why it looks so out of place.
The whole building?
There's a little door in the wall here. I think it leads outside. It's locked though. Apparently, this is the exact hat worn by the explorers 60 years ago.
Neat.
It seems everyone is destined to lose a hat or two in this damn swamp.
So,
Let me guess, you don't work here, do you? I wonder if that makes you the first tourist I've seen today.
you're incorrect, detective. I am no mere tourist.
How did you know I was a detective? Was it my stylish trench coat? My sensitive, inquisitive manner?
It was the clueless expression on your face.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. That's it. You've done it now. What's your name?
I go by Folder. Agent Folder. What are you doing?
I'm writing bad things about you in my notebook. I'm drawing a picture of your beautiful face. I'm writing by... It's been a long day.
I'm writing in my diary. It's been a long day. So, if you're not a tourist, and you don't work here...
I am a scholar, an academic. I'm here to research the past and uncover the future.
So, you're visiting the museum.
Okay.
For fun.
Fun! Oh, there's nothing so simple as fun to be had here. I come to this museum night and day to study its secrets.
Ah,
Okay.
what kind of secrets? It's just a museum about Boggy, right? The swamp creature.
He's one of the most intriguing modern examples of cryptozoology. A fascinating combination of scientific fact and wild speculation.
I'm with you on the speculation front. Although, come to think of it, people have been hinting that I should find out about the history of this creature.
A wise suggestion. And you've come to the right person. My knowledge far exceeds anyone else you might have met so far.
So, you'll help me?
I suppose I could divulge some of my findings with you, if you're in the mood for a little light reading. Let me find it for you. Oh yeah, this'll do. Something for beginners at least.
Oh, thank you. Information about Boggy collected by Agent Folder. The Boggy Swamp became protected area after reports of hunting in the area. Boggy's appearance have changed from original sketches in which he has 3 claws on each arm. The modern character is simply fin-like arms instead to make him less threatening. No footprints were ever recorded in the journal, but some experts believe the information is out there somewhere. Okay.
So, if you're not a tourist, and you don't work here...
I am a scholar.
Oh,
I'm here to...
we already did this.
It's the swamp... no,
Oh, I know.
So,
If you're... Let me... Oh, yeah. Something...
Thank you. Alright, last night.
So, Mr. Folder.
Agent Folder.
Yeah, were you here yesterday? What were you doing last night?
I was here, in the museum, going through my files one final time before disappearing into the night.
Don't museums usually close in the evenings?
They do. I've never been one to worry about other people's schedules. I come and go as I please. There's a key to every lock, Detective.
Oh, so you have the key to the museum?
Of course I don't. Why would you think that?
Well,
Once again, that clueless expression. I use a lockpick and get in through the small side door. I have a right to be here, you see. Remington has no business locking me out, so I don't let him.
You just admitted to breaking the law. If everyone did that, my job would be a lot easier.
It's not my best lockpick. This new one's cheap. I used to own one, a superior model. Unfortunately, I misplaced it in one of the darker corners of the swamp, so I don't...
I'm writing down your confession about sneaking around here at night.
And what are you gonna do? Report me to Remington? Good luck, my friend.
I need to
that's
pick
insensitive.
my questions carefully.
Was found near Remington's body. Might belong to Agent Folder.
The lockpick I found near Remington's body might belong to Agent Folder. As far as I know, Agent Folder is experienced with lockpicks. I wonder if he's hiding something.
So we got a challenge for him. Alright, first.
This person is of no interest to me whatsoever.
Okay.
If I cared about that person, I would know everything I need to know already.
Alright, fair enough.
Are you asking about the cartoon character? Because I have no interest in such childish matters.
No, I think I'm asking about the actual creature. What's the difference anyway?
Everything!
Okay.
The man was a fool. That's all you need to know.
Well, there's a motive.
Next time, only show me something if it's important. Let's make that a rule. I have no interest in something like that. Obviously.
Okay.
This file goes over some basic differences between the genuine creature and the cartoon character. It's nothing more than a basic overview, really.
Okay.
You're wasting your precious time, Detective.
Film
I've never
footage.
seen that before, and I never want to see it again.
Okay.
An important piece of the puzzle. This journal is a key to unlocking the history of this place.
Okay.
Something you found on the floor? come back when I'm not so busy, alright? The real swamp creature had claws. 3 on each hand, to be precise. Why does the costume just have these pathetic fins instead?
Alrighty.
Guesswork. Nobody can know what Boggy's feet look like. It's his greatest secret.
Okay. There we go. Got some more information. I don't see anything else in here. Alright, let's see. Anything here?
What's this? Looks like the stuff in the water has been moved around recently. Maybe if I reposition them, I'll find a clue.
Ooh. Oh, more under here. Oh! Alright, now I get it. And that there.
I recognize that footprint. It's the same as the one found at the crime scene.
Alright, so they were over here.
This staircase is a tree. And this tree is a staircase. And this place is so weird.
Well, that may explain why it's a tourist attraction.
Someone please tell me why there's a house here. Well, the lights are on. Maybe somebody's home. I wouldn't be using this old rope bridge if I had a choice. I've seen the movies, I know what happens.
Okay.
The latch is broken on this door. Seems I can fix it with those 3 cogs if I just put them in the right place. Once they're on the right pins, I can move the handle at the bottom to try and open the door.
More breaking and entering. Sweet.
Perfect. I am amazing.
That person has a giant leaf on their head.
There's a whole load of needles and wool on that shelf. Or should I say yarn? I just don't know anymore. The owner of this house seems to enjoy reading. Though, I'm not sure what else there is to do up here, actually. I'm indoors. What a treat. Check out that sunlight beaming through the window. It's so bright I should have brought my sunglasses.
Okay.
A little blanket on a little bed in a little house. It makes very little sense. The tree comes straight through the middle of the house. It even has little drawers carved into it. Okay, even I'll admit, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty neat.
You just walked straight into my house, did you?
I'm paid to walk into people's houses. Sorry, I would have rung the bell. Not exactly how to climb up here first.
Sorry, I would have rung the bell, but you don't have one.
Normally, I have methods for dealing with unwanted attention, but I can make exceptions for harmless idiots.
Do you get any attention up here?
Most of the time, people like to leave me alone. But I don't think you're going to, are you?
No. I could make an excuse and say it's my job to ask you about last night, but to be honest, I climbed all the way up here and I just like being indoors.
Well, if you insist on staying, I'll tell you. I'm Lady Waybridge.
Hello.
I think you might be climbing up the wrong trees.
I'm Detective Grimoire, and I think I might agree with you.
What's your job?
What do you do here? Did you work for Richard Remington?
I was living here before that man was even born. And I have absolutely nothing to do with him, or his little tourist attraction.
You're exaggerating. How long have you been here? Just in this treehouse? What do you do up here?
I've been here longer than anyone. Even longer than, well, anyone.
I like numbers.
60 years, something like that.
What have you been doing for that time? If you don't mind me asking.
I have many reasons to be here. But I won't bore you with all the details of my life.
I'm sure there's one detail worth writing down.
I like to study the plants and flowers in this area.
Okay.
I've
Fair
learned
enough.
many things from them.
What about this little chemistry set you've got on your table?
I wouldn't call it a chemistry set. But if you bring me an object that has liquid on it, or inside it, I'll tell you what that liquid consists of.
Wow.
Okay.
How do you do that?
Chemistry.
Page from Waybird's book on pressed flowers contains information about the flowers of the swamp and where they grow. The green red species only grow around the side door of the museum and can't be found anywhere else. Intriguing. What about last night?
Your job is to ask me about what happened last night.
Do you even know what happened last night?
I know more than you might imagine.
Oh, that sounds useful. Can you tell me? What were you doing?
I was here, in my house, by myself.
Mm-hmm. What else?
That's it.
Thanks.
Wow.
Just give me a minute to write all this down.
Cool.
Let's see. First thing we do is put the sample of liquid into the cauldron, then tap the faucet. And now we just have to match the color of that liquid with these ingredients.
Nope.
That's not right. Come on, Grimoire, you're good at color.
Oh, is it just really colors?
That's not. Come on, Grimoire.
Oh, wow.
Got it. Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes.
Alright.
Let's see. First thing we do is put the sample of liquid into then tap.
There we go.
And now we just have to match the color of that liquid with these ingredients.
So, blueberries, and yellow flowers.
Got it. Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes. That looks pretty similar to last time.
Mm-hmm. Flippers.
If you bring me something with liquid on it, I might be able to help you.
How about my police
You
file?
can put that away. I can't help you with it. No, thank you.
Okay. What about...
I'm not even sure who that is.
Fair enough.
You should ask someone else. A fascinating old woman who lives in a wonderful treehouse. I heard she wasn't so keen on visitors, though.
Okay.
Show it to someone who doesn't live in a tree. I'm not even sure who that is.
Okay.
I have nothing good to say about that man, so I won't say anything at all.
Okay, fair enough. Alright. Let's head around. Ah, another visitor.
Grass, trees, nothing unusual. The tables and chairs are made out of parts of a ship, I think. Never really learned much about ships. Predictably, a trash can, and I just can't resist taking a look inside. The glamorous life of a detective. My favorite part of the job. Maybe there's something underneath the trash in here.
Alright. Ah.
Hello, what's this? Just a piece of paper? Or something more sinister?
Ooh. Looks like designed for a bogey costume. What's going around here? Alright, so whatever it is, it's not that guy's probably, because that looks like the cartoon character.
Ah, yes. I heard they were sending somebody over. So you're Detective Grimoire.
At your service.
Hello.
Well, kind of. You're a suspect, too.
Of course, of course. Feel free to be as suspicious as you like. I won't be offended. You can call me Harper.
How did you know my name?
I can only assume I must have read about one of your many exploits. But
Butter him
I
up.
think you'll find the swamp to be your greatest challenge.
I love challenges. I hate challenges.
I love challenge. I eat challenge for breakfast.
The swamp itself has a history that has captured many imaginations, for better or for worse. My advice to you, look to the past. It could be the way forward.
Okay, mysterious person. What's your job?
So, you sit in this boat all day and sell food to people? To tourists, I guess?
Not just the tourists, but the employees too. To anyone who is hungry or thirsty. I know everyone's favorite foods.
Okay.
What are they? Oh, and is this a real shipwreck? How did it get here?
I can't expose all the secrets of the swamp. I don't want to spoil your fun.
Is there a secret to this shipwreck?
No.
You just spoiled my fun.
You'll find out there are some secrets worth keeping when you've worked here as long as I have.
Well, how long is that?
I've worked in the swamp almost as long as Mr. Remington. We knew each other for a long time.
Really? So what was his favorite food?
Mr. Remington enjoyed a specialty only I can make. The bog dog. He ate one nearly every day. A real creature of habit, that one.
It looks like a hot dog.
It's similar, but I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. I'm not serving them today.
Why not?
Yesterday I found this strange green powder in my entire supply.
Guess I'm out of luck today. Well, thanks for the information. You've been a real big help.
Wait, take this with you. If you get thirsty, it's the most popular drink in Boggy's Bog. Swamp juice. Try it.
It looks like... It looks...
Reminds me of bug
well,
juice.
I'll try some. Later on.
You're in luck. That's my last bottle. A lot of swamp juice has been disappearing from my stock recently. I can only assume I must have been selling them all.
Did something strange happen at the cafe yesterday?
Yeah. Richard Remington, but the cafe filling in after. Sold him some swamp juice, sold him a bog dog.
Richard Remington left the cafe feeling ill after Hopper sold him a bog dog. Hopper is basically in charge of all the food and drink here in Boggy's Bog. I'll have to ask him about this.
Alright. Last night.
You're going to ask me about what I was doing last night.
I was going to. Were you going to tell me anything?
I was working here at the cafe in the evening, and I had a couple customers. Eventually they all left and I locked up and went home.
Do you lock away everything at night?
Not everything, just the storeroom over there.
You mean that little door on the side of the ship? Is there anything else to lock?
I leave the chairs, tables, and trash can where they are. Lifting things like that is not a job for an old man.
Don't you have anyone to help you?
Mr. Remington liked to keep us down to his skeleton staff. There simply aren't many people who would choose to work in a place like this.
A skeleton staff?
Fair enough.
Well, that's convenient for him since...
Don't make that joke. I won't laugh.
Popular drink sold at cafe and Boggy Bog has the appearance of a strange liquid slime. Harper says a lot of swamp juice has disappeared from his stock recently.
There's a little locked door on the side of the ship here. I think it's part of the cafe.
Yeah, it's storeroom, we found out. This way. Oh, hold it. Wrong way. That.
Grass, trees...
Ah, gift shop.
It's a humble gift shop wagon. Let's take a look. What on earth? This thing doesn't seem to belong here at all.
Kind of draws the eye, doesn't it?
It's some kind of roughly made costume head.
Okay.
There's a strange piece of red fabric stuffed inside. 2 clues for the price of 1, I guess. A Boggy's Bog mug. Maybe I'll get one and surprise Officer James for Christmas.
That would be funny.
It's a framed drawing of Boggy. What a shame, it's not even signed. It's a map of the swamp. Mine seems a little older than this one, though.
Intriguing.
Well, I wouldn't wear it. Maybe to sleep in, you know, not outside. Boggy dolls, boggy toys, boggy postcards. Yeah, this stuff isn't half bad.
Neat. This boggy doesn't look like official merchandise. Alright. So I'm assuming this is the costume, so we're just missing one piece. You.
What?
Sorry to interrupt. I can see that you're, hard at work.
You weren't here yesterday.
Oh, no, well, I only just arrived. Did you miss me?
Did you miss me?
You're the detective, right?
I'm a detective.
So, that was your hat I saw blowing through here.
You spotted it too.
If you're good at your job, you may have realized that it's kind of dead around here. So, I generally notice magical floating detective hats. Oh, and don't worry, you look better without it.
How do you know?
Oh, I have a good imagination.
What's your job? Wait. Oh, you're the one from Twisted Tower. Man, you're a bit different here.
I didn't expect to see someone your age working in a place like this. But then again, I didn't expect there to be a place like this in a place like this.
I only started working here this year anyway. It's temporary. Just running the gift shop to earn a little extra money. Don't ask how I ended up here.
I'll save that question for a different day. You don't seem at home here, exactly.
I hate it. This place is disgusting.
Come on, you don't think it's kind of beautiful?
You would say that. You only just got here. You'll get sick of it.
If I wasn't here, I'd be stuck in my office doing paperwork.
At least at your office, you don't have to bring spare clothes every day. It's impossible to leave this place without being covered in dirt.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. What about last night?
When you have a moment free from your busy schedule, I need to ask you about last night.
I know, but it won't help. I worked here during the day, then left my gift shop and went home in the evening, same as every day.
You just leave your gift shop here when you go?
No, I put it in my pocket.
Yeah, seriously though, as much as I appreciate sarcasm, I think I'd get in trouble if I wrote something like that down in my notes.
Well, look, you've noticed the gift shop has wheels and you're thinking, oh, she's pretty lazy to leave it lying around. But if you want to try pushing this thing through the swamp, be my guest. And I can't lock it up, so I just leave it here overnight. Nobody's ever stolen any of this lousy merchandise anyway. I even left my spare clothes here when I went home last night.
You left them here? By the gift shop?
Yeah, it's no big deal. They were all still here this morning. Kind of.
Kind of?
I think someone played a stupid joke, and my spare black leggings were covered in some disgusting swamp slime when I found them in the bag this morning.
Ugh.
If you're going to take my clothes and mess them up, then just keep them. I don't want them back. You know what I mean?
I absolutely do.
Okay. Do with this case. Alright. Harper.
Is that one of the other suspects? They're more suspicious than me. Let's agree on that.
Alright, fair enough.
Is that your new friend? Sweet. I really don't know what to tell you. Is that one of the other suspects? They're more suspicious than me. Let's agree on that.
Alright, nothing on there.
Is that your new friend? Sweet. I think the cartoon character is kind of dumb.
Okay.
What about the real creature?
I've never met him.
Me neither.
He made sure I always got paid, so I can't say anything bad about him.
You can if you
That's
like.
always good.
He won't hear you.
You should have more respect for the dead.
I
Dude,
know.
that was Dark Man. Alright.
Her. I don't know why she still works here, to be honest. One murder is one murder too many. Is that one of your clues? It's nice. You can put it away now. I have no idea what that is.
Alright.
Where are you keeping all this stuff?
I get a
In your
back pocket.
pockets?
Yeah. It's where you put your gift shop, isn't it?
Is that one of your clues? It's nice. You can put it away now.
Swamp
I
juice.
have no idea what that is. Where are you keeping all this stuff? In your pockets?
Fan
Is
footage.
that one of your clues? It's nice. You can put it away now.
You really don't have anything to say, do you?
I have no idea what that is. Where are you keeping all this stuff? In your pockets?
Explore
Is
journal.
that one of your clues? It's nice. You can put it away now.
Okay.
I
Custom
can
design.
draw way better than that.
Can you show me?
There's no time. Maybe in the sequel.
There we go.
That is not something from my gift shop. I've never seen it before.
Hmm.
I have no idea what that is. Where are you keeping all this stuff? In your pockets?
Oh, I think that's everything. Alright, see you, Sally. We'll come back to talk to you later. Gotta remember I have to go the other way now. Alright, perfect. So we come all the way around. I don't think I finished talking to you. Yeah, I didn't finish this. Oh, and I'm missing a suspect.
I don't know what to say. I don't know very much about them.
That's you.
You have a lot of suspects on that list. He was a friend for many years. If you have any questions about him or his belongings, I may be able to help you.
Okay.
Your prime suspect, am I correct?
Well, technically, but I'm not even sure he's real.
Don't worry about that. Real or not, the creature's the most important part of this mystery.
Which
Okay.
one? The cartoon character or the real creature?
Exactly.
Alright, fair enough. You
I
know,
don't know what to say. I don't know very much about them.
oh yeah.
You have a lot of...
So I'm missing a suspect. Tell me more about the swamp
popular
juice.
drink that I sell. In fact, a lot of it has disappeared from my stocks recently.
We knew that.
It
But-
was Mr. Remington's favorite food. That strange green powder isn't supposed to be there.
Okay.
I don't know everything, I'm afraid.
Let's go figure out what's in there real quick. Yes, you. These.
Let's see. First thing we do is put and tap the faucet. And now we just have to match the color.
Alright. All the same ones.
Got it. Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes. Was that the same as last time? This was the exact same liquid.
Mm-hmm. And I bet it's swamp juice.
Let's see. First thing we do is put the sample of liquid into the cauldron, then tap the faucet.
Oh wow, it's the same color.
Now, we just have to match the color of that liquid with these ingredients.
Blueberries with the yellow flowers.
Got it! Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes. What's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely the same as the other tests.
Okay. So that's the swamp juice. Mixture of sugar, green food coloring, and carbonated water. Okay. Let's go start digging deeper. Oh no, I missed a spot. How do I get there? No. Oh, right. Campfire. Yeah, there you are. Swamping the swamp.
Oh? You've arrived at a bad time, my friend. For once, they don't actually want tourists walking around this place.
I always arrive at a bad time. It's what I do. I'm a detective, not a tourist.
My apologies. It's just, you have the same wide-eyed expression as the kids that come here. Running around, spending their parents' money, you know.
Well, you know, it's not every day I visit a swamp full of such unique specimens.
It's no problem. You're just thinking what we all thought when we arrived for the first time.
Why didn't they put in a bathroom?
No, you're thinking, this place is beautiful. What a lucky man I am to be here.
I am I? Well, if you say so.
Edward Everstow, at your service.
That's a pretty cool name. Can I call you Ed?
You don't need to. Everyone just calls me Echo.
Why? Because it gives you an elevated sense of purpose. Why? Because you're a good swimmer. Why? Because you bounce if I threw you at a wall. Sure.
Why? Because you'd bounce if I threw you against a wall?
What? No. Because I always come back. Again and again. Until my job is done.
Okay, what's your job?
You're protesting, right?
I certainly am. And now that you're here, I'm getting you involved.
What does that mean? Yeah, I haven't got time to hold up signs for you. I'm sorry.
You simply have to hear my message and take it with you.
Go ahead. I'm all ears. Plus, I have a little notebook.
What
Okay.
was the first thing you felt when you saw the sign for Boggy's Bog looming over you?
Well, I thought it
Not
was...
thought. Felt.
I felt... Well, something seemed wrong. There wouldn't be a tourist attraction in the middle of a swamp like this. There shouldn't be.
My job is done. Clearly your brain is working perfectly, Detective.
So you're against the tourist attraction?
Okay.
Now, let's see. You'd rather this area was kept as a natural habitat, right?
Right again. And that precise word, habitat. First and foremost, I'm protesting for animal rights.
Well,
Okay.
I'm following you, but it's not like they're cutting down trees or anything like that, right?
All animals deserve the right to live in peace, and I promise you, on a normal day, this place is far from peaceful.
Are you talking about the swamp creature? About Boggy?
A creature like that. He's earned the right to be left alone. We're fools to invite ourselves into his home like this on a daily basis, assuming he's not going to mind. Assuming he'll keep to himself and let us walk around with his face on our t-shirts.
Well, I agree.
Okay.
I think he should be left alone. But like you said, he can probably handle himself. And if no one has even seen him in 60 years, I don't really see the problem.
Unlike you, Detective, I never had an academic calling in life. I was never even a talented artist or musician or anything.
Okay.
So instead, I made the decision to stand up for those who were getting a raw deal.
Okay, well, where were you last
You come
night?
here every day.
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm only going to ask you about one of those days. What were you doing yesterday evening?
I was here at my protest spot until fairly late. Then I went to get something to eat at Harper's Cafe before I...
Wait, you ate at the cafe here? Doesn't supporting the tourist attraction like that kind of go against your protest?
A man has to eat, doesn't he? I don't think the meager contributions of one person are going to keep this place afloat. Especially now.
And you're sleeping here? Doesn't it get cold at night?
Well, I came prepared, of course. I usually find myself with 1 or 2 extra layers to wear. Most of this bulk is padding, I promise you.
I'm sure it is. So you stayed here the whole night?
That's right. And I admit I may have heard some stranger than usual sounds floating around the swamp last night.
What kind of sounds?
It's impossible to say.
Okay.
This place fills with the most terrifying sounds at night. Hundreds of animals, some tiny, some much larger, awaken and make their own protests. Every night until the sun rises in the morning.
Insects make noises at night. Okay, I've written it down.
Oh, yeah. Profile. How about Mr. Remington?
The murder victim.
Mm-hmm.
Since last night, yeah. But he was the owner of Boggy's Bog. Did she know him?
Not personally. To be honest, I'm quite glad about it.
Okay.
Boggy is my prime suspect, you know. The creature you're trying to protect.
Protect is the wrong word. If your suspicions were correct, we could both agree he's a creature that doesn't need protecting.
You think he might be the murderer?
I think he's a wild animal, and he wants to be left alone at any cost.
Okay, then that animal probably has a gun, which I guess to be fair, some do.
I have nothing to say about them.
Okay.
A man who has sacrificed luxuries to protect those who need protecting. Pretty good beard, too.
I can't argue with that.
He seems like a good person. He even sympathizes with my cause.
He agrees with your protest? But he works here, right? And he was friends with Remington.
I think that was the only reason he worked here. Maybe he'll see the light now and leave the swamp behind him. Maybe everyone will.
That's dark. Sheesh. Especially when all the music stopped.
You're asking the wrong person. You're wasting your time with that one.
Stop covering your eyes.
I have nothing to say
Thank
about
you.
them. Ah, yes, Agent Folder.
Oh, you know
A
him.
good man.
You know him?
We get on rather well, and we shared a number of views on the way things will run around here.
Intriguing.
I'm afraid I have no idea.
Alright.
Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend.
Alright.
I'm afraid I have no idea.
That makes sense.
Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend.
Alright, explore
This
journal.
is the
There we
journal,
go.
correct? The one that man left here 60 years ago?
You seem a little unsure of the details. Shouldn't you have read up on all this stuff?
Forgive me. It's hard for me to get the image of Boggy as the lovable cartoon character out of my mind. He's just so iconic. Did you know, in 1973, he...
But you're protesting to protect the real swamp creature. The cartoon character is just some commercial byproduct, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, intriguing.
I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else.
Alright.
I'm impressed someone managed to pitch a tent here. And I'm impressed someone would want to. It's a colorful, boggy-themed padlock.
You really like Boggy,
Yes.
man.
Staring into my soul. It should open if I set the right number.
Which I have no clue. Alright, I think that's everything. Let's see. Hey.
Ah, back so soon, Grimoire? What's troubling you?
What do I do? Where are we?
Your mustache is troubling me. That thing seems to be longer every time I see you.
You've been warned about this, detective. Don't talk about my facial hair, and I won't talk about yours.
What's wrong with mine? It's perfectly under control. It's trimmed and ready for action.
Grimoire, you're supposed to be investigating a murder. Stop wasting time.
Fair enough. Alright. To the museum. You. First, oh, nope. Costume
This
design.
is some bizarre hybrid between the real creature and the cartoon character.
Okay. Intriguing. How about Echo?
Oh, yes, I know him. He occasionally asks me about the history and biology of the swamp creature. I explained to him what the real Boggy looks like and how they changed his appearance for the cartoon character.
Why did he ask about that?
Because some people are naturally curious. You should give it a try sometime.
Alright. Fair enough. Harper.
If I cared about that person, I would know everything I need to know already. Next time, only show me something if it's important. Let's make that a rule.
Alright.
This person is of no interest to me whatsoever.
Alright. Challenge unlocked.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Are you setting yourself up for a joke? Something about a lockpick?
Maybe. Who knows? Stop distracting me. I'm trying to interrogate you.
My apologies, go ahead.
So, what are we showing Folder now?
Yeah, the lockpick.
Where did I find this again?
It was outside the office.
I found a lockpick at the scene of the crime.
Oh, apparently you did. Why does this concern me?
I'm using it to open unlocked doors. You said, Remington, you were at the scene of the crime yesterday. You might know who dropped it.
You already admitted to owning one of these, and how you're ever so happy to come and go as you please with it, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Be honest.
Luckily for me, Detective, I was honest with you. I believe I have already explained that second lockpick before you even found it.
You lost your lockpick in the swamp and had to buy a new one.
You lost your lockpick in the swamp and had to buy a new one.
That's right. I appreciate you finding it for me. However, I won't ask for it back. Apparently, it has since become some diabolical instrument in the art of murder.
Yeah, it's an important piece of evidence.
Okay, that's simple. Not as much of the challenge as I thought. Alright. Alright, clearing. You. Challenge unlocked.
I heard from Mr. Vanderpure over there that you were nowhere to be found last night.
Didn't I say I was at the cafe?
Yeah, you did. But your director needed you for some filming, and he couldn't find you. What were you doing that was so important?
Well, let's see. After I ate, I had to walk around the swamp. I didn't have my camera, so I was free to stretch my legs for once.
Where was your camera? Don't you carry it around with you all the time?
No, not all the time.
It was broken to your thing. You left it with Vanderpart and he used it instead. Alright, because we know that.
You left it with Vanderpure, and he used it instead that night.
That's right, he was looking after that camera. So I went for a late-night stroll. This place is beautiful in the evenings.
You just walked around? You didn't do anything? Didn't see anyone?
Well, I can't say that. I have various ways to pass the time, you know.
You were collecting samples of software. You lost the drum trying to get back. Fitz. Vanderpure said you had a hobby on the side.
Vanderpure said you had a hobby on the side.
Is that what he said? Well, yes, he's right. I brought 2 cameras with me when I came here. I left my video camera, yes. But I have another one. It's much smaller, and it only takes black and white photographs. You know the kind I mean?
A really old one?
Yes, I suppose so. I've always enjoyed traditional photography, and this place is a wonderful opportunity to take some pictures of a natural environment.
So, you were having some time off to take black and white photographs?
Alright.
For fun?
Only one photograph. You have to be disciplined when you're not using a digital camera.
Can I see it?
Of course. I took it near the woods at the back of the swamp. It's quite an interesting shot, but the light qualities weren't perfect. Here we are. Feel free to take a look.
Wait, what? This is a photo?
I haven't developed it yet. I only took it last night. Just brush the developing fluid over the photo to reveal the image.
Okay.
What? Is that Boggy? The swamp creature just standing in the water?
It could be. Personally, I'm not convinced, but I'll let you decide for yourself.
Okay. Shortly before the murder, it said something that looks like Boggy in the woods at the back of the swamp. The being in the photo seems to have long legs.
Are we really talking about a swamp creature here?
Found in my office, I found the trash. Can explain what? Showing me. The costume design, yeah.
The costume design I found in the trash can
That girl's
explains
green
what
hair.
Burrow's black and white photo is showing me. My detective's intuition is kicking in. That black and white photograph. I'm not sure I'm looking at the real Boggy here, and I think these designs I found in the trash can might be the answer. I'll ask around, see if anybody knows anything about this. Oh, And I should start looking for the costume itself. If I can find that, there'll be some pretty impressive evidence.
Chapter 2, A Deadly Disguise.
I
Sheesh.
have something for you.
Hi.
Another gift already. Where are you keeping all this stuff? You don't even have pockets in that dress.
I don't need a pocket to carry a key.
What key?
I don't know. You could try it on any door you like. Although, I recommend you try it on that office door.
Remington's office?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, little girl. Thank you for your help. Hi. Ah, I can now ask about Boggy's costume.
What can you tell me about these designs for a Boggy costume?
Nothing whatsoever.
You're sure you didn't see anything like this while you were filming yesterday? Wait, hold on a minute. What if
Don't you dare ask.
This costume isn't your doing, is it? Made for your movie, I mean?
My friend, there will be no costumed idiots within the viewfinder of my camera. I can assure you that.
What about your Boggy movie? Isn't that gonna be, like, a guy in a costume, or a puppet?
No, CG.
Or one of those weird robot things?
Technology has been kind to people like me. We no longer have any need for such tomfoolery. I can create a perfectly believable swamp creature within the confines of a computer. Much cheaper, too.
Okay, fair enough.
I heard this isn't the first time you've tried to film here.
Where? In the swamp? What are you talking about?
Try to hit film her, but the camera broke. Remington has denied you the filming permissions in the past.
Remington has denied you the filming permission in the past.
Oh, that. Nothing but the natural process of being in a profession like mine. Every situation simply requires the right approach before the gears start turning smoothly. You understand, I'm sure.
Why did Remington not want you filming here? And why did he change his mind?
It wasn't even up to him. This area is protected, you know. There are certain rules, certain regulations. I encounter this kind of thing all the time, really.
That doesn't explain why he changed his tune. It's a little suspicious.
Why would you say that?
A famous movie director suddenly gets his way? I wonder how that happened. Time to use my notebook. Just drag an item onto the paper to draw the idea.
How about money?
Right. That's the one. I think you bribed Remington to get the filming rights.
Well, bribe is a strong word. It was just a little arrangement between friends. Nothing worth getting upset about. I simply promised him a cut of my next movie's profits. It made sense, since he owned the area anyway. Just a favor for a favor.
So you would have owed him money.
Only a small percentage, simply out of courtesy. And not for a long time, either.
Okay. That actually seems rather businesslike than anything else. Boggy's
I
costume.
found these designs for a costume. A Boggy costume.
The legendary swamp creature.
Yeah, that's the one.
But these are just a child's drawings, are they not?
You think?
Perhaps. It's difficult to tell.
Okay. Alright, before we go into our nice little area, let's go talk to you.
What can you tell me about these designs for a costume? A Boggy
It's
costume.
Boggy! I must admit, I've been a fan of his before I ever came to the swamp.
A fan? So you're interested in cryptozoology?
Oh, no, I meant, well, Boggy has been in all kinds of cartoons and comic strips. He's one of the greatest characters of the last 100 years. I've got some comics in my tent. You really should see.
But he was only discovered 60 years ago.
Oh, that's true. Well, I rounded up.
But what about his costume? Have you seen anyone wearing it?
I can honestly say I've never seen anyone wearing anything like that. And I'm a very observant person.
Oh, really? Wait, bet so. Alright. How about you, Sally? Hello. How about a Boggy costume?
I have a theory that the murderer was wearing a costume. A homemade outfit designed to look like the swamp creature.
I've never seen anything so ridiculous. You've never seen me in that.
I know it's not exactly the latest fashion, but...
No, you'd never see me in that. It would cover me up entirely.
That's the point of a disguise?
Look, detective. When you have legs like mine, you don't want to be wearing disguises.
Is that why you always wear those black leggings?
You've only just met me and you're making assumptions about what I always wear.
And making assumptions is the fun part of being a detective.
Well, you're right. I always wear these.
Okay. Ah! Okay, turned her around. There we go. How about you? Longest goes
Someone
down.
made a costume to look like the creature. They must have known it would get a reaction for sure. But I wonder if they planned things to go this far.
When you're finished theorizing, I was going to show you these sketches I found in a trash can right next to your cafe.
It does seem like someone was designing a costume. A disguise, perhaps.
I don't know.
Try to think why somebody would do such a thing.
I don't know.
What could they achieve with it?
I don't know.
Not yet.
Okay, mysterious person. How about your challenge?
I was told Remington left the cafe looking ill last night. Since you seem to be completely in charge of all the food and drink around here, I'm afraid this is something I can't ignore.
He was an old man. His health wasn't perfect. But I'm not arguing with you. I think it is suspicious. What do you think caused it?
What do I think caused it?
Probably all the green powder on there.
A bog dog he ate at the cafe gave him food poisoning.
I keep all my food locked in the storeroom when I'm not here. You think he was poisoned?
I think he was poisoned.
Poisoned by me?
I have proof that it was you. You left the food stocks outside the storeroom. The storeroom was broken into with a lockpick.
The storeroom was broken into with a lockpick.
A lockpick? I've never encountered a problem like this before. But since last night, am I in a position to doubt a claim like that?
Somebody knew that Remington would eat a bog dog. He ate one every day, right?
Do you suppose this explains the missing bottles of swamp juice as well?
I'm sure. Alright, let's go through our clues real quick. Starting from the bottom. Side swamp, right to the lock. So that's how that goes. Alright, previous. Boggy. According to Explorer's Journal, has 3 small claws on each arm. It's changed from the original record.
Not suspicious. Suspicious!
You. Profile tips for unlocking. Alright. He has lived in the swamp for over 60 years. He knows all about the flowers that grow here. Hates Remington and his tourist attraction. Folder spends his time in the museum. Folder has a deep interest in cryptozoology. Knows a lot about the real swamp creature. Lockpick he used to unlock doors, brought a new by losing his old one. Shares his knowledge with the swamp creature with Echo. Has worked with Van Deparn for years. Most of time, saw Remington leave the cafe looking sick and has a secret, passionate side on him hide, which was block photography. Something in the woods. Location in the movie about Boggy was unable to find to work last night with Bobby Bear. Filmed the last night by himself, filming the exact time of the murder. Tried to film there before but wasn't given anything. Made a string of popular fantasy movies. It's weird that they have the laughter. Oh, okay. So I guess I can make...
Not suspicious.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Suspicious!
Harper knows everybody's favorite food. Harper sells a drink known as swamp juice. Says a lot of swamp juice are distributing. Remington has favorite food is bog dog. Open late, but locks up after he leaves.
Not suspicious.
That's not suspicious. Many years. again until my job's done. Echo's protesting for animal rights. Fan of the boggy cartoon character, doesn't know much about the real swamp creature. Echo shares many views with Agent Folder. Echo is not a talented art musician.
Hey.
And more swamping this year. Sally thinks the swamp is disgusting. Sally has long legs. Sally always wears black leggings. Bring up spare clothes. Swamp Daddy does not lock away her belongings in the evening. Sally is unable to walk to the gift shop in the evening. Okay. Head to the treehouse. Yeah.
I found these designs for a boggy costume. Do you know anything about them?
You're asking me because you can tell I'm experienced with needlecraft and sew my own clothes?
No, but that's a good reason. Let's go with that.
Well, these designs look like they should have stayed where they were.
In the trash?
On paper.
Oh, how come?
Whoever drew them didn't really know what they were doing.
You would have done it differently?
Of course. I am a seamstress. There was a time when I considered sewing my craft, my livelihood.
Really?
When Richard Remington arrived in the swamp years ago, I offered him some of my handmade fabric as a peace offering. I don't think he cared much for it. Most likely he threw it away. A pointless gift from some strange woman.
What about the
If you
current
bring
piece?
me something with liquid on it, I might be able to help you.
How about Echo?
You should ask someone else. Show it to someone who doesn't live in a tree.
Okay.
I'm not even sure who that is.
Fair enough. I'm assuming that's what the needles are for. Okay. Alright. Let's head to the museum.
So,
I've already completed your challenge. Map. Outside office.
Even though I have the key, this might not be as simple as I'd hoped. This door has 2 keyholes.
Okay.
So, which key should I use in each one?
She gave me a lot of keys. Like that. Oh, is this supposed to make a design? Unless it's supposed to look like that. Is there a way to flip these over? Oh, there is. Okay, let's see. What in the world? I don't have any idea. B, though.
Even though I have the key, this door has so, which key?
Don't have any clues. Circle, circle. I have no clue why. Pete's sake.
The open window looks over the wooden planks outside. Oh, and on one side, a part of the curtain has been ripped off. Remington's desk is covered in drawings and maps and notes. It's all about Boggy. He was obsessed. An ink bottle was spilled onto his work. I'm sure he didn't do that on purpose. Yeesh, it's a bit of a mess. Perhaps there's something underneath those drawings.
Alright, so there's something about that. The tree. Feet. There's that.
Vincent Vanderpeer's business card. There's a couple of numbers scribbled on the back. Vincent Van...
I guess
It's a note addressed to Richard Remington. The handwriting is immaculate. Richard, our man of the world. A little help is in order. We're worried that the efforts regarding our elusive little friend might be in vain.
Okay.
Send word when you can. The letter is signed FF. And attached is a blurry little picture. It's some kind of metallic insect. The whole thing is a mystery. I have no idea.
Mystery for tomorrow. Oh, that's for the next game. Alright, that's kind of cool.
It's a letter Remington was writing before something caused him to spill his ink bottle. My dear fellow, I received your note 2 weeks ago, but have only recently found the time to do the appropriate research on the matter. I feel like my time in this awful swamp might finally come to a close, all due to the simple realization, the rest is obscured. What a tease. There's a map of the swamp lying on the desk. It's been annotated in a few places.
Okay. I think that's everything, because that's the only thing I could touch.
There's a map of the swamp. It's been...
Okay, well,
An
how about the
old
gun?
hunting rifle, discarded carelessly near the window. This isn't the kind of thing I can ignore.
Old-fashioned thing. Alright.
This is the creepiest office I've ever been in. Ever.
Right there.
Hunting memorabilia. Claws, teeth. It would be an impressive collection if it wasn't so disturbing. It's a sharp metal poker for a fireplace, hidden in the shadows. Something about those 3 prongs. I feel like I just stumbled across an incredibly important piece of evidence.
Huh. Fireplace thing. There's a small amount of dried blood on the tips of the prong, covered in strains like a swan. The 3 prongs match up to Remington's wounds. I think it is.
Something happened here. There are signs of a struggle between the desk and the window. I don't know what's in that jar, and I wish it wasn't in there. I'm gonna stop looking at it now. These animals... They're not... I don't recognize any of them.
Huh. Kind of a hyena, kind of a werewolf.
Photos and paintings line the wall above the fireplace, but one of the frames is empty. Wait a second. What are these pieces on the floor underneath it? This photo is ripped, but it looks important. If I can piece it together again, maybe it'll reveal a secret.
Let's do it. Alright, not that. Head, corner, top corner, middle, which is just there, there. That's you. That's you. First. That's you. Another man there. Another man there. Huh.
This photograph, it's a young Remington, and some other men I don't know. They're all holding rifles. Maybe I can ask Harper about it.
That's Remington, okay.
Have I uncovered a secret in here?
Alright. Remington's desk, the hunting photo. Historical disproves, explains why. Shouldn't be the reason. Remington's desk. Sally's face, the broken mirror. Disproves that. Was found at the crime scene. Explains why was found at the crime scene.
The hunting photo explains why the hunting rifle was found at the crime scene. I don't get it. Seriously.
Well, it kind of does. Alright. Belonged to a secret society. Was a ghost. Murdered the victim. Was found at the crime scene. Broken mirror?
The hunting rifle explains why a broken mirror was found at the crime scene. No.
I'm not sure what they're going for here. It has to do with the hunting photo and the rifle. It's found at the crime scene?
hunting photo shouldn't be the reason the hunting rifle was found at the crime scene. No. There's something about Mr. Remington.
Okay. Richard Remington explains why was a ghost murdered a victim. Belonged to a secret society?
The hunting photo explains why Richard Remington belonged to a secret society. Ooh, that's nearly right.
Was found at the crime scene, was a ghost, murdered the victim. Is historical evidence?
The hunting photo is historical evidence that Richard Remington belonged to a secret society.
Okay.
I'm getting a strong feeling that Remington might be the bad guy in this story. If he wasn't already dead, I would have loved to ask him a couple of questions. I should ask around, see if I can gather any information about his motives for being here.
Okay. Richard Remington's real reasoning. Okay. Alright, let's go start with the cafe. First, present a clue. Power buck, hunting rifle, raw photo, film footage. Hunting photo.
One of Mr. Remington's secrets. I never wanted to know the details, but these men travel the world, seeking mysterious animals to hunt. They consider myths and legends to be the ultimate prey.
Okay.
You said you knew Remington?
He and I knew each other for a long time. I came to work at his tourist attraction in the early days, when he needed help.
Well, what kept you here?
I know most people wouldn't want to work in a place like this. I actually like it here, so I was happy to oblige.
You might like it, but I still don't see why anyone would build a tourist attraction here.
Mr. Remington has his reasons. He probably had several. I don't presume to know what they all were. Even though we were friends, he had some secrets, some hobbies, that I was happy to let him keep secret.
Secrets? Hobbies? A secret hobby?
He was a man with a dream, I can tell you that much.
Is there any more clues that I think you would know?
He's dead, but he always knew what he was getting involved with.
Really?
I can't help you with that one. Sorry.
Alright, fair enough.
Grass, tree.
Alright, Sally, give me a hand here.
It's a humble gift shop.
Oh, nope.
Hey,
There we go. Present a clue?
where are you keeping all this stuff? In your pockets?
So what can you tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
I didn't have one. I think I spoke to him twice, ever. He usually seemed really busy, but more like preoccupied.
Preoccupied? Like he was thinking about something else? Something that wasn't this tourist attraction?
Who can say? What do old men think about?
What? Are you implying that I know the answer to that?
Do you know anything
Yeah,
about Echo?
I have a pretty good view of him from here. Anyone supporting animal rights is okay in my book. His protests used to have a bit more energy, though. He spends more time inside his tent these days.
What's he doing in there?
I'm happy to say, I don't know.
There might be something I can ask Echo about.
My lapels, my breakfast, Echo. Spends more time holding. Spends less time holding. The process time. And more time in his tent.
Echo spends less time holding the protest sign and more time in his tent. I wonder if Echo can tell me what he's been doing that's more important than his protest.
Okay. Black and white
This
photo?
was taken near the forest at the back of the swamp, correct?
Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm. The water is really clear back there. The legs of this thing are reflected in the bottom half of the photo. It's a nice shot, actually.
A reflection? Oh, yeah, of course. A reflection in the water.
Okay, how about the hunting
Is
photo?
that one of your clues? It's nice. You can put it away now.
Okay.
I
Fireplace
have
poker.
no idea what that is.
It's poker. About your
Never
black
mind,
lightnings.
but I left them here last night. Now they're covered in slime, and I don't want to go near them.
Alright, I think it's exhausted you. Actually, let's go to the back to the cafe and talk to our good friend here. What's up, man? Black and white
Why don't you
photo.
show that to someone else? You
Film
don't know
footage.
everything, I'm afraid. I can't help you with that one. Sorry.
Okay.
Why don't
How
you
about-
show that to someone else?
Okay.
You don't know everything, I'm afraid.
Alright, how about this curtain
That's the
piece?
same fabric from Mr. Remington's curtains.
Oh, there we go.
That's Mr. Remington's old hunting rifle. He usually keeps it around. For whatever reason. He was very fond of that thing. Looks like it was fired recently.
Not good.
I can't help you with that one. Sorry. It's Mr. Remington's fireplace poker. The slime on the handle. It's familiar for some reason. Why don't you show that to someone else?
Ew.
You don't know everything, I'm afraid. I can't help you with that one. Sorry. Why don't you show that to someone else?
Okay, there we go. Let's go figure out what slime's on there.
Someone, well...
Walk in. There we go.
You've been
there
here
we go.
so long, you must have crossed paths with Remington a few times. What did you think of him?
That man was a threat to the swamp. We'll be better off without him. Hopefully the curtain will fall on his little tourist attraction as well.
Better off? With a killer on the loose now?
There have been murderers loose in the swamp before.
What are you talking about?
In my time here, I've seen the swamp invaded by men. By hunters. Several times. They're relentless.
What were they hunting? Wait, what about Boggy? Is that why no one has seen him in 60 years?
They always fell short of their ultimate goal. That just meant they came back again and again, doing more harm each time.
But this area is protected by law, right?
It is now, but some men have no respect for laws, of any kind. They tried to get me to leave my home. I stood my ground.
Obviously. But this whole area is a tourist attraction now. I doubt Remington would have allowed anyone to march into Boggy's bog with a gun and start hunting down his main attraction.
Intriguing. We talked to everyone about that.
They're samples of flowers that grow in this area. 2 of them you don't see very much anymore. And 1 of them only grows around the museum.
Okay.
If you bring me something with liquid...
Well, it does have liquid on it. The fireplace poker.
Let's see. First thing we do is put the sample of liquid into the cauldron, then tap the faucet. And now we...
Shocking.
Got it! Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes. The swamp slime. It's all the same. It's the exact same liquid again. There's something about that green slime.
Found at the crime scene. And the black lick thing are covered in the same swamp sign.
The fireplace poker found at the crime scene and
Sally's
the
legs.
black leggings are covered in the same swamp slime. Sally's leggings. They link her with the crime scene. I'll have to ask her about it.
Alright, anything else?
You can put that away.
Alright, how about
No,
film
thank
footage?
you.
Okay.
This is a 60-year-old journal. It was on display in a museum.
I know what it is.
I thought you might. I'm supposed to look to the past, right?
Lady Waybird founded the swamp. When, Boggy, there we go.
Lady Weybridge founded Boggy's Bog when Boggy was discovered by the explorers 60 years ago.
Wrong spot.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's not supposed to mean anything. Was living in the swamp.
Lady Weybridge was living in the swamp when Boggy was discovered by the explorers 60 years ago. Ooh, that's nearly right. I'm starting to piece together the history of this place.
Built a museum because killed the swamp creature. It was discovered 60 years ago. Discovered by the explorer 60 years ago.
Lady Weybridge built the museum because Boggy was discovered by the explorers 60 years ago. I'm losing my mind here.
Okay, what am I getting wrong? Future when, built the museum because, was living in the swamp when. The swamp creature, not Boggy.
Lady Weybridge was living in the swamp when the swamp creature was discovered by the explorers 60 years ago. Lady Weybridge. She was living here when Boggy was first discovered by the explorer.
Alright, anything else? Hunting photo.
I recognize some of those men.
I thought you would.
Unfortunately, they've hunted in the swamp before.
Before it became a protected area?
Before that, yes. And one of them after that. If you bring me something with
Alright,
you can put that away. I can't help you with it.
fair enough.
No, thank you. If you bring me some...
Challenge start.
I've been looking into the history of this place.
Oh, really? Did you find anything?
Yeah. You.
You must be confused. You found me today, when you barged into my house. Remember?
You were living in the swamp when the explorer visited 60 years ago. Your original founder of Tursing, you created the myth. When the explorer visited
You
60
were already living in the swamp when the explorer came here 60 years ago.
The explorer? That man they talk about in the museum?
The one who originally discovered Boggy. You know who I'm talking about. His sketches and notes are the only real evidence we have for this creature.
You already have his journal. You learned to read, I assume. What else do you need?
Can you tell me if the journal is fake? I think you wrote something in the journal yourself. There's a page missing in a journal. I think you know where it is.
There's a page missing from the journal. I think you know where it is.
Why on earth would I know something like that?
Because you were the only person here when the explorer visited the swamp. I have a suspicion that the swamp creature wasn't the only thing he discovered.
You're suggesting he gave me a page from the back of his journal? Or what, that I stole it?
Stole it from him before you left your swamp. I know if I could see it, I might be able to make up my mind. You took the journal home.
I really have no idea.
Yeah.
If I could see it, I might be able to make up my mind.
It doesn't belong in a museum. It belongs here, with me. You understand?
What if I promise I'll return it after I finish clearing up this mess?
Then I'll show it to you.
Is this you? He drew you into his journal? It's beautiful.
60 years ago, yes. He left
That's
the
nice.
page with me. We agreed the rest of the world would manage without it.
I think there's something on the back. What's this?
Two-leg... Huh.
Footprints.
Tree. It's given to... Because that's basically 2 feet and 1 back. Given to Weibei by the explorer 60 years ago. Features a drawing by Lady Weybridge at 20 years old. Also features drawing of Boggy feet and his footprints. 2 toes in the front and 1 in the back. The page proving that the footprints found outside the office were not made by the real Boggy. Intriguing. Actually.
He drew me into his journal. I was 20 years old. That's the end of the story.
I bet it's not. Does this explorer have a name?
Yes?
Are you going to tell me?
No.
Okay. Jeez. Museum. What about you?
So,
Oh. Boggy's
I found
costume.
these designs for a Boggy costume.
oh, some ridiculous new merchandise for tourists to waste their money on.
No, I believe the murderer was dressed like this last night when they attacked Remington.
If they were trying to scare him out of the swamp, they should have spent more time making an accurate design.
What do you mean?
Well, this design is some bizarre hybrid between the real creature and the cartoon character. It simply hasn't been researched properly.
What's wrong with it?
Well, those flippers? Pure guesswork. Nothing but foolish imagination. Nobody knows what Boggy's feet look like. No footprint has ever been recorded.
So tell me, Special Agent Folder, how would you do a better job researching it if nothing has ever been recorded?
Oh, well, that's, I mean, it's all a matter of taking the time to... It's just that... But there's no way anyone would believe... Nothing but foolishness.
What can you tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
We didn't really have one, and now we definitely don't have one. But look, all I can say is that he was a coward who enjoyed watering down history for his own benefit.
What does that mean?
It means there are some chapters of this swamp's history that he never wanted anyone to know about.
Did he like you sniffing around this museum all the time?
I don't think he knew, to be honest. And even if he did, there's nothing he could have done about it. He has no right to this building. He knows that. We both know that.
Why not? It was part of his tourist attraction, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, are we leaving it at that? Back to my photo.
This is a classic example of a cryptid photograph.
What's a cryptid?
A creature unknown to science. Look at the slight blurring in this photo, the murky exposure. It's perfect.
It's perfect because it can't really be used as evidence?
Now you're catching on.
Okay.
You're wasting your precious time, detective.
Alrighty. Headpiece.
I've never seen that before, and I never want to see it again.
Okay.
I have no interest in something like that. Obviously. You're wasting your precious time, detective.
Are you sure? How about the hunting photo?
So, you found it. I wonder who else knows about it.
You know. Ah, that's the hidden piece that he was part of the hunting.
I've never seen that before, and I never want to see it again.
How about the swamp
I
juice?
have no interest in something like that. Obviously.
Okay. Flower
You're
book?
wasting your precious time, detective.
Alright, now for the big part, the missing page.
That the missing page of the journal?
I think so.
It's an important artifact. It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, you're not wearing the right hat to be saying that.
Oh. Alright, let's go to the clearing. You. Present a clue.
Yes, that's my photograph, taken near the woods at the north end of Boggy's Bog.
I remember us
Have you tried
discussing
looking
that.
there?
Alright, how about
You saw
Riching?
Remington last night, but had you met him before? Did you know him?
I've never really spoken with him, but we've come into contact a few times. Vincent likes to handle that kind of work, and I like to let him.
What do you think of this place? The tourist attraction, I mean.
I can't say I like the idea of a natural area like this becoming commercialized.
I know. I just can't understand why anyone would even try.
I think Mr. Remington had his reasons. He looked like a man with a couple of secrets.
Like what?
I have no idea. If I knew, they wouldn't be secrets.
Okay. Original.
That's great. I'm sorry I have not seen that before. Vincent's work, I see. I'm glad he knows how to use the camera at least.
What do you think all those noises are?
Well, judging by the time this was recorded, I'd be able to make a pretty good guess.
Alright, bog dog, swamp juice.
What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
Yes, actually.
That's great.
Actually, you were with the food,
That's
weren't
the
you?
food I saw Mr. Remington eating at the cafe last night.
Before he got ill and rushed back to his office?
That's right.
This is going down in my notebook. It might be important.
How about the swamp juice?
I'm sorry I have not seen that before.
But they're selling it there.
What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
You don't know anything about it. Okay. You.
I suppose you've met with our murder victim, Richard Remington.
Yes.
Yes, I've been in and out of this place for a while now. Naturally, I've crossed paths with Remington a number of times. Good value, that one. A real raconteur, you know.
You liked him? So far, I'm getting the impression he wasn't the most popular guy around here.
Well, that much is clear, isn't it? The man obviously slipped up somewhere, made an enemy or two, and bam, that's that. You just can't be too careful, can you?
Yeah, I think he did have an enemy or two. Or three. But you liked him.
I respected him. Good head on his shoulders. Good business sense, that man. He understood how to make things work for him.
Okay.
If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of paper will suffice, thank you.
Alright.
He's a talented man, that Burl. Sometimes I wonder if he'd be better off pursuing his photography full-time, you know? I don't really have time to be looking at items from your collection. You won't be getting very far discussing that with me. Try someone less important.
Okay, fair enough. You. Actually, before that, as it was... Oh, I don't see the... Sounding run, the almost recognize you. Some are strange about every single one. 4 and by the window, open window, wooden planks, one of the sides, curtain with the whips hanging outside.
Oh?
You.
So what did Mr. Remington think of you? I mean, protesting in the middle of a swamp every day.
It wasn't his swamp. If he ever truly thought it was, then he was even more of a fool than he seemed.
But he didn't like you hanging around, right?
That man was exceptionally skilled at ignoring me, ignoring anything he didn't like.
So, what, he just left you alone?
He expected me to get bored and go home. He figured I'd get sick of this place and he'd have it back to himself.
But he didn't want it to himself, did he? He wanted lots of people to come visit all the time, surely.
I'm sure it says that in the brochure. Yes.
I heard you've been spending less time protesting recently and more time, in your tent. Normally I wouldn't pry, but it's my job to ask...
Untouched people have even noticed something like that. I usually get the impression everyone else is doing their best to ignore me.
So, you admit it's true?
You can put your notebook away. There isn't really any reason for it. Nothing worth writing down, at least.
Well, if it's not worth writing down, maybe it's worth hearing.
In that case, we'll forget it.
How do you know? Maybe it would echo in my mind.
Look, if you take a guess and get it right, I promise not to deny it.
Let's work out why Echo was hidden away in his tent. Notebook time.
Alright, so... Ghost, rain, tax. Well, obviously he was making them. Taxman. I think Boggy are... That's the ghost. That's rain, but it wasn't raining because they were out there.
You've been in your tent, hiding from Boggy.
Why not?
That's it?
I heard you've... And more time...
Come on. Is he gonna say the same thing?
Howdy. Notebook time.
How about tax?
You've been hiding in your tent from the Taxman.
Why not?
Okay. So you could do a challenge and still not be complete there. Not have the right idea.
What?
The black leggings you found in your bag this morning, they're covered in the same slime that was on the murder weapon.
Everything in this swamp is covered in slime. What's your angle, Grimoire?
Has it been found? I have proof you were wearing them during the murder. Your black leggings were part of the murder costume.
Your black leggings were part of the murderer's costume.
Costume? Is that why someone took them out of my bag last night?
Well, you know, I don't have proof someone else took them.
If I had been wearing them when I committed a crime, do you think I would hand them over to a detective the second he shows up? Besides, look at them. What do you notice?
Far too long for what you wear. Thing. They're loose and stretch. Far too long for you to wear. They're loose and stretched is what they are.
They're loose and stretched.
That's right, someone else. Someone larger than me has worn these. They're stretched out, especially at the waist. It's pretty obvious.
So, let's see. Somebody stole them to use in their Boggy costume, and then put them back in your bag when they were done?
If you say so. It's not my job to know all the details. It's my job to sell souvenirs. Do you want a souvenir?
Oh, my, yes, but only if you choose one for me.
You look like you could use something to wind up. You can take this one.
See him designing a small plastic toy. Okay. I have that now.
I think it's time I went to talk to Officer James.
Beginning of the end. Alright, we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in just a moment. See you soon. And I'm back. Let's continue on. Okay. Question. That's wait. That's our stuff. Challenges 7 of 7. Bonafide Bloodhound. Maybe I should try Blue Suit next time. It'll be a good tournament. Okay. So I'm still missing something. What about you? Did I finish talking to you all the way? I haven't got all the clues yet, so one
Show it to somebody else.
Oh yeah.
No thanks, my friend.
Hmm.
I'm afraid I have no idea.
What?
You're not a bad detective.
Well, I found the photo in Remington's office. It was ripped up, though. I think he was some kind
He
of...
was a lot of things. Don't lose that picture. And show it to Mr. Harper before you leave.
Dart.
Why are you carrying that around with you?
I have a suspicion it may have been the murder weapon.
Really? I thought Remington was attacked by something with claws, wasn't he? Show it to somebody else.
Well, that's everything for you.
I'm impressed someone... And I'm impressed someone...
Alright, let's take a look at our notes and see if we could figure out anything. First with the protest. Alright, there's something still else here. Probably in the tent. Ready? Line up toy. Alright, there's the map. Is there anything here? Nope. 145. No. Changes. Alright, nothing there. Don't see any numbers there. Well, that's... So someone shot, playing, being stabbed, ripping of the hanging. Got it. Oh, wasn't done. Explore journal. When's the last 24 hours? No. 60 years ago. Don't have anything. Does that tell me anything about you? Still one thing missing.
I'm impressed and I'm impressed someone would want to.
Alright, 1912.
It's a colorful piece. It should open.
Which I have no clue on.
A rather prominent tree stump looming over the wooden pathway. It's hard to ignore. Looks like this path leads towards the northwest corner of Boggy's Bog. I can't wait.
Alright.
Looks like
Alright, so still have to figure out that. Can't think of anything.
This area is kind of empty. I can't...
I believe I showed both of y'all. Nope.
I'm sorry, I have not seen that before. What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
Ready?
That's great.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I have not seen that before.
Headpiece.
What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder? That's great. I'm sorry, I have not seen that before. What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
Alright, so you don't have anything else for me. How about you?
If you want an autograph, I
Barbara?
don't...
Nope.
You won't be getting...
Alright.
If you want an auto... I don't really have time to be looking at items from you.
Okay.
You won't be getting that. If you want an auto...
No.
I don't really have...
Costume
You
design?
won't be getting... I don't really...
Don't think so.
You won't be getting...
Alright, we've exhausted you. Anything else on the outside? Anything in the
It's a
swamp?
stepping stone path that goes past the museum and into the woods. So glad I'm wearing my best shoes today.
Okay. Let's take a look. Notes for not here. Oh, there's something over there we're missing. Something here too.
That museum is quite a nice building, which makes it look even more out of place in a swamp. Is it being held up in wooden supports? It's bizarre.
Alright, there's that.
That museum is quite a nice... Is it...
Alright, let's head back over here and see what we're missing.
There's a narrow path here leading up that hill and through the trees. It doesn't look inviting. I'm not sure it's part of the tourist attraction.
Okay. So there's more. How about in here? One more.
This is a really cramped museum. Just one room, not worth the admission price. Let's see here.
Ah, there we go.
This journal belonged to the explorer who first discovered Boggy in this swamp 60 years ago.
60 years ago. Alright. Wind up toy.
Good example of how Boggy's feet are never shown in any form. They often use that little red bucket to hide them.
Okay.
I've never seen that before.
Alright. I think that's everything here. That's everything here. How about the outside office? We got everything. The office. Got everything in there. Potentially. Woods. So next we need to go to the woods. Was not expecting the little girl here. Hi!
Aha! The great detective returns. Did you run out of ideas? Need a little push in the right direction?
Sure. No need to push me, but the direction would help. You're the one that needs a little push. Direction
No
would
need
help.
to push me, but the direction would help.
Like it or not, I'm here to help you.
I get it. You give me a map, then you magically disappear and hide behind a tree for an hour. You want me to be impressed?
Did you talk to all the suspects yet?
I'm working on it.
I actually
We can't
have.
rush these things, you know?
Have you noticed anything unusual?
I notice that this is going to take longer than I originally planned, and I'm getting the feeling that I wasn't wrong about this tourist attraction.
What do you mean?
I had a hard time believing there could be a place like this here in a dark corner of a swamp. It didn't make sense, and it still doesn't.
Some things don't make sense straight away. You need to look a little closer.
At what? The mud? The water? The trees?
Nope. They've been here for years, and they're not to blame. They belong here.
She's gone again. Hiding in a bush, no doubt. I wonder if she'll ever tell me something I can actually understand.
Yep, and there she goes. Alright. Did that get that? Nope. Still something here.
This staircase is a tree. And this place is...
Alright.
The water's clear here. I can see my reflection in it. Not bad.
Okay, so that's all we need, I'm assuming? One thing, you can sense your reflected footsteps were discovered in the water. Yes, 3 tours. Alright. Treehouse. Ah, there's something still in there. That.
This is like an oven? Or is it just a boiler? It's so old-fashioned it hurts my brain. There's a book on the table. I think it's a book about flowers. How fascinating. I must take some time to read it.
Which I already have. Okay. How about there? Something's at the cafe still.
A shipwreck? And why is there a cafe growing out of the side?
Not what I expected, but okay. Gift shop? Oh. There, yep. Ah, there's something there.
I'm not going to worry about how frail that wooden path looks. Nope. It's a humble gift shop. Boggy doll. It's a framed drawing of Boggy. What a shame, it's not even signed. It's a photo of the swamp entrance. Or it could be a painting. There's really no way to tell.
Okay. So I got all that. That.
There aren't many clues over here. Unless those trees are a clue. But I don't think so. There aren't many clues over... But... There aren't many... But...
Okay.
There aren't many... But... I'm not going to... I'm not going...
Alright.
It's a humble... A Boggy's Bog mug. Maybe I'll get one and... Brightly colored Boggy baseball caps. Is there something behind them?
Ah. Oh. It's just that. Alright, well we got Boggy Pant and Club. So it looks a little bit like Boggy. Ah, so that's what it's supposed to... That's what I missed. Okay. Crossroads? Alright, there's something at the crossroads still. Which I went the wrong way. Ah, you're back.
There's a hollow part of the tree.
Too dark and see inside.
You again. Ready with some cryptic advice, no doubt?
Don't let them take him.
Who? The murderer? That's my job. I gotta make sure that they...
No, the creature. Don't take him away. This place is his home.
Oh, Boggy. Hey, don't worry. I didn't really believe he could be, responsible for this mess.
You didn't?
Well, no.
Because I didn't believe this and don't be hurting one.
Mainly because I didn't believe he existed at all.
So, he won't get in trouble? He won't have to leave?
Well, he's been out here for what, 60 years, hasn't he? And stayed out of trouble for that long. I have a feeling some detective isn't going to change all that in one day.
Well, in that case, he says... Thank you.
Creepy. Okay. Thank you.
Note to self, don't fall in. It's the base of a gigantic tree, and it's sitting in the very heart of the swamp. Was this entire place built around it?
I wonder if Boggy's in there. Okay, let's see. Alright, there is something here.
Looks like this path leads towards the northwest corner of Boggy's Bog. I'm impressed, and
How am I gonna get in there?
It's a... He's... It should...
I don't know what the right number is, though.
Oh?
Any more clues?
No thanks, my friend.
Let's see if there's any more. Nope. 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 There? Nope. No clues. Assuming it's just he doesn't have an ask. Oh. Might as well just go to around and ask people. Yo.
These hats look pretty stupid. Luckily, kids seem to like stupid stuff.
You sell a lot of them?
Yeah, they're pretty popular. I always thought it was weird that his feet are in that little bucket all the time.
It's just part of the character, I guess. I'm surprised they don't sell some sort of boggy foot soaker.
And that would be the one product I'd consider buying. I have no idea what that is.
Okay. You.
Why don't you show that to I don't know.
How about this?
I can't help you with that.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay.
If you bring me something...
Didn't expect it, but I had to try. Museum.
There's a little...
So,
Yes, the book
this is just a piece of junk they sell to tourists. It has no resemblance to the real creature.
Well, that's 100 there. Missing something with you. I think technically, yeah. Are we? No, that's Echo you. Yeah, alright. So, let's go back to him real quick. See if we forgot to talk to him about something. Oh,
It's your
Echo.
fault. I think he's been putting less effort into his protests recently, which is a shame. I think it's an admirable cause.
Do you talk to him much?
Not really. Sometimes he likes to talk, just casual conversation. He asks how business is going and what everyone likes to eat, nothing of real importance.
Yeah, I think that's everyone. Yeah, alright. It's only the protest area. I guess we'll take one more look around.
I'm impressed, and It's Echo's...
Been here a while.
It's a cut. He's...
No clue what the number could be. It's probably the key to the whole mystery.
A lot of fog and a lot of trees.
There we go.
You finally returned. Well, did you find the swamp creature? Where is he?
I didn't find him.
I didn't find him.
What? You're not getting paid to wander about aimlessly, Grimoire. Get back out there.
I don't need to.
I don't need to.
Final chapter, Boogie's criminal record.
Why not? I thought he was our prime suspect.
Not anymore.
Didn't you find photographic evidence of Buggy from last night? Let me see that photo.
That one.
If that's not Buggy, what is it?
It's the costume
I
design.
found designs for the costume in a trash can. Not only that, I collected all the pieces of the costume myself. Well, nearly all of them. There's still the one that...
But the footprints at the scene of the crime! How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature?
Because I have the missing
What's
page.
this? I thought there were no records of a footprint anywhere.
No public records. The footprints at the crime scene don't match the ones on this page. They were just a product of these slippers. A part of the costume.
But Grimoire, this costume, it doesn't have claws of any kind. How do you explain the 3 wounds on the victim's chest?
Well, obviously the fireplace
The
poker.
prongs match up with the wounds perfectly. The handle's even covered in slime, see?
Ah, but this swamp slime was one of the reasons Buggy became a suspect in the first place. Surely this only incriminates the creature further.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But that slime, it's not exactly what you think.
It's the swamp
This
juice.
stuff has an uncanny resemblance to the so-called swamp slime. A bunch of it was stolen from the storeroom of the cafe, which reminds me,
What is that exactly?
a poisoned hot dog. It's the second reason that the murderer broke into the storeroom. He put this green powder on the entire supply, just to make sure.
To make sure of what?
Make sure no one would eat at the cafe again, to make sure everyone at Swamp would be poisoned, to make sure Remington returned to his office.
To make sure Remington got ill and had to return to his office.
Remington went back to his office? Alone?
The murder.
I've been looking through your evidence, Grimoire. One piece in particular seems critical to me. I think we need to work
The
out.
video footage? Vincent Vanderpeer filmed it last night, at the exact moment of the murder, I believe.
Well, exactly. I think we can both agree these sounds in the background. They're essential in our mystery. Could you talk me through them? Just rearrange the descriptions on the left to match the sounds on the right. Drag them around and keep swapping until you're happy with the order. And if you want to hear the sounds again, you can tap on them.
No problem. I can always check my case file if I want to go over my notes.
Alright, Copeland opened Remington's office. The outcry. The blast. Lands on the plank. That's the ripping. Guy says buggies appear.
I think that's it.
There we go.
Excellent. There's just two small details bothering me. First of all, if Remington ripped off a piece of his curtains, why wasn't it found at the crime scene? What happened to it? Why wasn't it found at the...
I was trying to look at my notes. Okay, I forget where I found it. Shoot.
Why wasn't it found at...
Oh, where did I find it?
Why wasn't it... Why wasn't it...
I don't remember where it was at. Shoot. No.
Why wasn't...
What happened to it?
Why wasn't... Why wasn't it... Why wasn't it...
Pete's sake.
Why wasn't... Why wasn't...
Turns out the murderer took that piece
It was
of
in
fabric
there.
and concealed it inside the head of the costume. Then he fled the crime scene to hide all the parts in different areas of the swamp.
Well, that's my problem. If Remington fired his rifle, how did the assailant survive and manage to escape? Did Remington miss his target?
At point blank? A man of his experience? I don't think so. In fact, the answer to that question is the very last link in our chain. The one thing that has eluded me so far.
The body of the costume.
I'll drag the clue items from the left onto my drawing here, and we'll see what happens when we compare the pieces I collected with the original design I found.
Come on.
Wait! You never found the body piece! The torso!
Correct.
You're right, and I never would have found it. Not lying around. Not like the others.
But what does this have to do with the murderer surviving the rifle shot?
This torso is probably made out of some thick material. Something covering the culprit's entire upper body. I believe it may have even been enough to
Soften the impact from a bullet! Aha!
Exactly.
Well, let's put your theory to the test. Where is that last piece of the costume?
I think it's by the protest.
But how? We looked everywhere. Not a single clue.
Simple. He's still wearing it.
I don't know what you want with me. Sounds like you two were smart enough to uncover the real criminal in this swamp, and lucky enough to have somebody else deal with him for you. You worked it out. He had his rifle on him. He got half a glance at me and pulled the trigger without hesitation.
But why would he do that? You were dressed as Buggy. He shouldn't be pointing his gun at a unique scientific specimen, not to mention his main attraction.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, does it? Not unless you're in on the secret.
The hunting thing was here to hunt
The
Boggy.
hunting photo leads me to believe Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy.
The hunter and the hunted.
A secret society, an order of hunters, seeking out mysterious and elusive creatures.
The Order goes further than this one man, and much further than this one swamp.
The whole thing is kind of distressing. I knew something was wrong as soon as I stepped into that office.
I'm glad you've finally come around. It's not just
But what about Remington? He was a member of this order?
He made Boggy his own personal project, his own obsession. For years he hunted the creature, the potential perfect addition to his collection.
But he owned the tourist attraction. He set it up himself, didn't he?
He did. It was just his way of forming a legal loophole. Since the area became protected, he and his friends were unable to come here for hunting anymore. Boggy's Bog was just a front for his own little game. A man pursuing a creature.
A creature that might not even exist.
And that's why Remington kept a rifle nearby at all times?
Well, exactly. He didn't want to take any chances.
Now, don't you see? I did this place a service. Did Boggy a service. That creature, he can live in peace again.
Can he? You tried to frame him for murder. You wanted everyone to think he was some kind of ruthless predator?
Well, think about it. Once he became suspected of murder, they'd have no choice but to shut this whole place down. Everyone would finally realize they had no business here.
How can you know what Boggy wanted?
How can you know what Boggy wanted? He might not be what you're...
Detective,
It's
finished. Well, don't be angry. You should be glad. It's finally time to leave the swamp. You have another job to do.
I don't know.
Not that it makes any difference to somebody like you, but I never intended to kill him. Just to scare him. Convince him Boggy wasn't going to let him live here in peace any longer. But, true to form, he had his rifle on him. You worked out the rest yourself.
Well, Mr. Everstone, I'm afraid you'll still have to come with us. Fortunately, there's a police station just a few miles down.
Hey, wait!
Okay. Hey, man. Peace. Yeah, make sense that he was in there.
Aha!
Looks like you solved more than one mystery tonight.
That was fun. And now we just have to figure out what was in there. The mystery continues. This was a good one, too. Enjoyed it. Twisted Power is definitely the better mystery,
Grimoire.
but this one's kind of interesting.
Well, what did they decide to do?
We had Mr. Everstone questioned. He was happy to tell us everything he knew. A number of rumors going around the department have been confirmed.
And Remington's office?
Searched down to the last detail. And, well, we
agree with you, but I know what you're thinking. I'd love to put an end to it, just the same as you. But there's always...
Are we going after them?
We better be.
To be continued. In the next game, which actually does not contain the police officer or the other one. Alright, so we can go back here. Alright, real quick, let's figure out what's... There's our boggy friend there.
I'm impressed, and it's a piece.
0, 0, 0, 0. Unsure. What could it be? Let's look it up. Let's take a Grimoire. And guides. Examine all the body merchandise, read all the letters. Alright, so first one.
It's Echo.
We'll actually get some achievements.
I heard you, and no.
Are you?
So.
In that?
Come on.
Let's work out why. Notebook time.
Little ghost.
You've been hiding in your tent because the swamp is haunted.
There we go.
Why not?
Alrighty. Okay. I need the... Alrighty. Come on. Maybe note locations? Process note. Ah, there we go. I was right.
I'm impressed, and
It's the year he was kind of found.
It's a journal. I guess it belongs to Echo. Bad news. Remington is dead. I don't know what to do. Was my whole protest in vain? They'll shut this place down, sure, but I'll never know if I got through to him. That's all he's written.
There we go. Intruder alert. Sickest of sleuths. I think that's all the achievements of this game. Double check. Oh, there's one more.
It's Echo.
Alright. So, I guess what this one was
Not suspicious.
Not suspicious?
size long
Not
line.
suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious.
There we go.
Oh?
Not suspicious.
Not suspicious.
Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious.
Yeah, it's basically just going through
Not suspicious.
and making sure everyone's not suspicious.
Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious. Not suspicious.
There we go.
Not suspicious. Not suspicious.
There we go.
So,
What?
so,
Oh?
There we go. And all due diligence. There we go. I think that's everything. I think that's the end of the game there.
Looks like this path leads towards the northwest.
And there we go. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see about maybe doing the mystery game soon, or maybe something else. Thank you for watching.